Steel doors just, they don't warp. They don't warp. They don't warp. Warp. Hey, it's Bill Chapman here. Another job site complaint we're heading to. This one is on a steel door, just a 6-panel steel door, I think, on the back part of this lady's house, complaining about daylight coming around the door. And so obviously in her mind it's not keeping the weather out. She believes that the door is warped, or at least that's what her contractor has told her. So I'm gonna go check it out, kind of the same way we did in the last video with my diagnostic tools, and see what we can find out. It's important to explain to homeowners, especially when you're selling them a steel door. That's why they're buying a steel door, is so it won't warp. Steel doors just, they don't warp. I've never seen one. I've seen plenty of wood doors warped. Wood door warps because it's installed in an area where there's no overhang, it's not painted on the top. We're gonna pull on up in here and go meet up with the homeowner and see what happens. Later. Hey, we're here at a 6-panel steel door. You can see right here. It's basically got a reveal issue right up here in the corner. I'm going to turn off the lights in here, and it may be dark, so I'm going to try and show you. You see right up through there, can you see that daylight, that big crack of daylight? Well, that's not keeping the weather out, so we're going to investigate and see what's going on. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that this steel door isn't warped. I'm going to take my string, my faithful trusty string, and put the string on there. No warp. There's no warp at all. The string's touching the door all the way around. So we'll go to the next little tool, the 4-foot level. This is where I want to put right here between the brick mold, that little corner between the brick mold and the jamb. Now I want you to look at that bubble. This is the hinge jamb, and the bubble is actually outside the line on the right. Okay, so now I'm going to come over to the other side here, put it on the exact same side. Whoa, it's touching the other line. Our frame is racked. Actually, I'm sorry, that's out of plumb. Racked involves the framing square. Okay, so now we're going to check square. So I've got my framing square. I'm going to put it right up here in the corner, right there. Now that's actually pretty square. It's pretty square. Okay, so let's check on this side over here. You see that gap? You see how there's daylight and it touches down here? The frame is racked. So now we need to get in touch with the contractor and have him come back out and pull the trim off, and maybe even have to reinstall the door. But that's typically what you're looking for when you're troubleshooting the door. The very first thing to do, the homeowner or the contractor says the door is warped. The string test always works. It is the most tried and true thing. It goes all the way back to generations ago using a plumb bob string. I've seen wood doors warp, I've seen fiberglass doors warp, but I've never seen a steel door warp. The whole reason people started buying steel doors years ago was because they don't warp and they don't have the maintenance issue of a wood door. We need to rule that out, especially if it's a steel door. Again, remember that in a 6'8" tall door, it's really got to be warped more than 1/4 of an inch if it's a wood door. And then in a 7-foot door, I think it's got to be 3/8 of an inch. And then most door companies won't even warranty a wood door against warpage if the door is 8 feet or taller. It's important to read the warranties and explain those things to the customer before you sell them the door. That's all from this job site. We'll wrap it up and go on to the next one. Thanks a lot.